Starting week 6 of the fall season. We're talking all things Lebanon Warriors with AD Keith Pantling. Keith, how we doing?
We're doing great. Thanks for having us, Rob, as always.
We got a special guest. Coach Micah Fowler is here to talk Lebanon football. Let's talk football right away. Coach, nice big win on Friday against Little Miami.
Thanks, Rob. Appreciate it. Yeah, it was a great team win.
Homecoming, so it probably had a great crowd. It was a it was I was working another game, and it was felt like 2 days weather. It was so hot Friday until about halftime when the sun went down.
Yeah, it was definitely a warm game for sure. A lot of energy, a lot of excitement, especially with homecoming. Also a chance, to play Little Miami, which is a rivalry for us. So a lot of excitement surrounding the game.
ECC football every year is strong, but this year is no exception. I know that you've already faced a very tough Anderson this week. Really another rival for you guys. You traveled to Kings, and they're having a nice season. What do you anticipate to seeing from the Kings Knights, Coach?
It doesn't matter the year or the situation. Kings is always very well coached. They're a physical football team, and that's what makes them such a great opponent. Is we know we're going to get their best. They're going to play hard. They'll play emotional. They'll be physical. Like I said, they got a great coaching staff over there that has their team prepared every week. So we know the challenge ahead for us.
The offensive side of the ball. Looks like Luke is 81 for 128 for 768 yards, and then running the ball, 452 is your latest rusher. So are you pleased with the offensive performance of the football team so far at the midway point?
Yeah, I think our expectations offensively were pretty high coming in. And, we've had our ups and downs offensively. But the one thing, take away from the Little Miami game that we were really pleased about was our balance offensively. I think we threw for 195, ran for 205, I think. So, we liked the balance attack that we had, that we were able to be effective both running and throwing. And defensively, we graduated a lot of guys last year that we have some first-time starters stepping in, and they're really impressing us a lot. So, defense was pretty dominant on Friday night, and that's going to take that type of effort, against Kings, because they have the ability to score points, and they also have a tough, defensive scheme, which it'll be a test for us, but at the same time, it's one that we're very excited about.
Who, since you graduated several key players last year, who's stepped up so far this year on the offensive side of the ball that I'll say that it's been a great surprise to the staff so far this season?
Yeah, kind of changing up, Daniel Wallace has carried the ball well for us. Alex Klein carried it a lot last year. Alex has moved kind of more into that hybrid role. He's done a great job catching the ball. Logan Schmink, as a sophomore, continues to really impress us, not only in what he's doing in games on Friday nights, but just his consistency, his level of dedication, what he does at practice every day. He is someone that we're excited about this year, and also for the next few years with him. He's done a great job.
How about on the defensive side of the ball? As someone or someones that have stepped up that have been a great surprise to the staff?
Yeah, I think our linebackers, we graduated 2 really good linebackers last year. And, Andy Roars and, Hunter Davis and Morgan Shepker, Luke DeMichael's back from last year, Jackson Martin contributing a lot. Those were guys that had kind of some limited Friday night experience from last year that are playing at a real high level this year. So
Great.
They've helped us a lot.
Yeah, that makes a big difference during all those conference games. Well, Coach, I appreciate your time joining us today on this podcast. Best of luck traveling to Kings on Friday. All the best to your team, staff, and go get that W.
Well, Rob, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on, and we're looking forward to it.
Great one. Now jumping into boys and girls cross country, Keith, give the fans an update on how things are going. Looks like they were in the Troy Twilight Invitational this past weekend, and this coming week, the Jim Murray Invitational at the Clark County Fairgrounds.
Yeah, so we're gearing up for the postseason already. They took this past weekend off for homecoming, as most of our programs do, and then they'll head to the Jim Murray this coming weekend. And before you know it, next week they have their annual time trials, which is just kind of a home meet that they do themselves just to kind of see where they're at. And then we host the ECC on October 12th on our campus. So things are really ramping up for the postseason, and before you know it, we'll be at the district races. So yeah, it's time to fly, so to speak.
Yeah, sounds great. Switching over to the links, boys and girls golf on the boys side, ECC championship on Tuesday of this week over at Glenview, and then girls. Let's see, the girls. They're Thursday at Walden Pond. No, that was last week. So they had the ECC last week. So let's talk about the boys, and then we'll switch over to the girls and see how they did in the ECCs.
Yeah, the boys are looking for a better finish than the preseason event tomorrow, which is Tuesday. We're out at Glenview. Myself and Kaylin King and our staff host that event for the ECC. So we'll be out at Glenview tomorrow. And then they're right into postseason play very quickly thereafter. So things are at the end of the tunnel for golf. On the girls' side, I'm actually heading out to Hamilton Elks after we're done recording here. The girls are already in sectional play. So it is the end of the fall season for many of us. So yeah, that's where we're at for golf right now.
Yeah, that's great. Good luck to them. And yeah, girls tennis and boys and girls golf are winding down, and we're halfway through some of the other sports. So let's jump over to the pitch, talk boys soccer. Let's see, we've got traveling to Milford on Tuesday, then Kings on Thursday, and then a third match on the road, Wyoming on Saturday. So road warriors for boys soccer.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going with it. 3 road games. They're having a great year. 5-4-1 on the year. Tough ECC schedule. About 500 in the league. So some big matches this week, and we'll see where the chips fall. But really proud of the way they're working. A lot of different players from previous years getting playing significant minutes and playing important roles. And coach is really pleased with how things are going. So. If they can have a good week this week, get their record up in time for the seed meetings and that going into the postseason, I expect them to be playing some more soccer deep into the playoffs.
I would have to venture a guess that the very tough ECC schedule is going to get your boys team ready for tournament play, because the ECC regular season has been tough. Some really good teams in the ECC this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And we, I always check in with some of the ECC ADs when we get into the second week of the playoffs. And we always joke at how many ECC teams are still remaining in contention, with the private schools and other things. Just because, as you mentioned, gearing up through our gauntlet of a schedule really prepares our programs.
Yeah, no question. Let's go over to the girls' side of the pitch. Let's see. They host Kings on Tuesday and then host Milford for Pink Night on Thursday. It's Youth Night on Tuesday, Pink Night on Thursday, and then they have the weekend off, but 2 big ECC matches for the girls.
Yeah, really proud of that program this year. Always have a strong culture, putting it all together this year and getting the results that they've been looking for. 7-2-1 right now, I believe. Some of those big matchups, as you mentioned, more of the same from the boys' side on the girls' side with the ECC schedule. But they're really, really pleased with the way things are going right now, and should finish on the top half of the ECC if they can get some of these wins coming down the stretch.
Yeah, that's great. Best of luck to them. Let's go to the hardcore talk girls tennis. They're having a nice year as well. They looks like they're wrapping up the regular season today at Talawanda, and then Tuesday they jump into the ECC championship at Mason. So things are winding down for girls tennis.
Yeah, most proud of Saturday. The Greater Cincinnati Tennis Coaches Association has their coaches classic every year, and they won their flight, which was terrific for them. It's good when you're grinding through, again, ECC schedule in tennis, very difficult, to have them kind of experience some success in that regard and get rewarded with a trophy and all that in their flight was really, really good to see, so that some of their hard work was paying off. So especially heading into the postseason here for them.
Yeah, good luck to them. That's fantastic. We'll wrap this week's show up with girls volleyball. Let's see. They are traveling to Little Miami on Tuesday. Pink Night hosting West Claremont. The Wolves travel on Thursday. And then that's it for their 2 matches this week. And then getting close to tournament play here in a couple weeks.
Yeah, the Young Warriors were just those are two winnable matches this week, and we'll see if we can't take care of business and get some positive momentum going into the postseason.
Yeah, good luck to them. We want to thank Coach Fowler for joining us on the podcast and getting everybody up to speed with the football team. And Keith, as always, thank you for taking the time, and good luck to all the Warrior teams this week. And we'll touch base next Monday.
You got it. Shout out to Cheer and Dance. Love what you guys are doing. Appreciate all your support, as well as the marching band.
Yeah, it sounds great. Well, feel free to have any coach join us like that. That worked out fine. The way we had that oriented, I can crop those and make it work into that overlay. So that'll be perfect.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Rob.
Have a good week. See you later.